Martell Holt has filed new court papers against Melody Shari, and this time, the request he is making has caught a lot of attention. According to reports about the filing, Martell is asking the court to hold Melody in contempt, both civil and criminal, over claims that she has not followed certain parts of their previous court agreement. This latest legal move has brought their long-running custody battle back into the spotlight. After years of disagreements, court appearances, and public discussions surrounding their family situation, Martell and Melody are once again facing another legal fight that could impact how their co-parenting relationship moves forward. The filing reportedly asks the court to bring Melody back before a judge so she can respond to the accusations being made against her. But before people jump to conclusions, it is important to understand exactly what this means. A court filing is one person's side of the story. It contains claims and arguments made by the person who files it. It does not automatically mean those claims have been proven true. The judge has not made a final decision on these accusations, and Melody has the right to respond and share her side. That part is very important because legal battles often involve two very different versions of events. To understand why this new filing matters, we have to look back at the history between Martell Holt and Melody Shari. The two were married for around 12 years before their relationship came to an end. Melody filed for divorce in 2020, and their divorce was officially completed in 2021. At that time, the court established arrangements involving their 4 children, including shared custody responsibilities. At first, the divorce may have looked like a situation where both sides could move forward separately and focus on raising their children. But over time, disagreements continued. Issues involving parenting decisions, expenses, communication, and other personal matters repeatedly brought them back into legal discussions. Now, years later, another petition has been filed, creating another chapter in this ongoing story. According to reports, Martell submitted a petition asking the court to review alleged violations of their previous agreement. One of the main issues mentioned involves money related to their children's expenses. Under their original divorce agreement, both parents were expected to share certain costs connected to their children. These expenses reportedly included things like school needs, activities, sports, clothing, insurance, and medical costs that were not covered. Martell claims that there were several times when he paid expenses that should have been shared between both parents. According to the filing reports, he says he provided receipts and information showing those costs, but believes he was not properly reimbursed. The amount mentioned in the reports is more than $10,000 in total expenses, with Martell claiming Melody's share would be around half of that amount. However, this is only his claim at this stage. The court will have to look at the details, including what expenses were submitted, whether they followed the agreement, whether proper notice was given, and whether payments were actually owed. This is why court hearings exist. They allow both sides to present information before a judge makes a decision. The second issue mentioned in the filing is one that has caused even more discussion online. Martell reportedly raised concerns about a man he refers to in the paperwork as Melody's partner. The filing reportedly describes this person as a security guard and makes claims about an incident involving the children. According to Martell's allegations, there was a previous concern involving this individual and the children's safety. He reportedly asked the court to place restrictions on this person's involvement, including concerns about transportation and overnight stays when the children are present. But again, it is important to separate allegations from confirmed facts. A person making a claim in court documents is presenting their argument to a judge. The other person has the opportunity to respond, provide evidence, and explain their side. Until both sides are heard and a judge makes a decision, these statements remain accusations. Online discussions often move much faster than court processes. A headline can make something sound like a final decision has already happened, when in reality, the legal process may still be at the very beginning. This is especially important in cases involving families and children, because emotions can become very high. People often choose sides based on what they have seen publicly. But court decisions are supposed to be based on evidence, documents, and testimony. Another major point mentioned in the filing involves social media. Martell reportedly claims that Melody has made negative comments about him publicly, and that those comments have affected their co-parenting relationship. Social media has become a major issue in many modern family disputes. When parents are involved in public disagreements, posts, videos, and online comments can become part of the conversation. Courts can look at whether parents are creating unnecessary conflict, especially if children are being affected. The main question is usually whether the behavior is harming the children's relationship with either parent. However, not every disagreement online automatically becomes a legal violation. A judge would typically look at the full situation, the pattern of behavior, and whether there is enough evidence to support the claims. Martell also reportedly accused Melody of making what he believes are false claims against him and using legal action unfairly during their disagreements. The filing reportedly points back to previous legal matters between the two, including a protection request that was later dismissed. But a dismissed case does not always mean someone lied or acted with bad intentions. Court cases can end for many different reasons. Sometimes there may not be enough evidence. Sometimes legal standards are not met. Sometimes situations change before a final decision. The important point is that a dismissal alone does not tell the entire story. Every legal situation has details behind it, and those details matter. The biggest question many people are asking is what Martell actually wants the court to do. Based on reports about the filing, he wants Melody to appear before the court and explain why she should not be found in contempt. When someone asks a court for contempt, they are saying they believe another person failed to follow a court order. There are different types of contempt. Civil contempt is usually focused on getting someone to follow an order or correct a problem. For example, if someone owes money or needs to follow a specific agreement, the court may try to force compliance. Criminal contempt is different because it is connected more with punishment for a violation that has already happened. By asking for both types, Martell is showing that he wants the court to take the allegations seriously and consider consequences if the judge agrees that violations happened. But requesting something from the court does not mean the request will automatically be approved. A judge will review the information, hear responses from both sides, and decide what happens next. For Melody, the next step would likely involve responding through her legal team. She would have the opportunity to address each claim and explain her position. In a situation like this, the response could include challenging the accusations, providing different information, or explaining why she believes she followed the agreement. The court process is usually much slower than public conversations online. While fans may debate every detail immediately, the legal system takes time because decisions can have serious consequences. And that is exactly why this latest filing has created so much conversation. It is not just another disagreement between two reality television personalities. It involves parenting, family decisions, money, and years of complicated history. For people who have followed Martell and Melody's story from the beginning, this latest development feels like another chapter in a battle that has continued long after their divorce was finalized. The two have both moved forward with their lives in different ways, but their connection remains because they share 4 children. That means even when personal disagreements happen, they still have to find ways to handle parenting decisions. The question now is whether this new court filing will finally resolve some of these disagreements, or whether it will become another step in an ongoing legal cycle. Looking at the bigger picture, this new filing does not happen in isolation. It comes after years of tension between Martell Holt and Melody Shari, with both sides having a history of disagreements that have played out both privately and publicly. For many viewers who have followed their journey, the biggest question is why these conflicts continue years after the divorce was completed. Usually, when two people end a marriage, they hope that time will make things easier. But when children are involved, the relationship does not completely end. Even after separating, parents still have to communicate, make decisions, handle expenses, and create a stable environment for their children. That can become very difficult when trust has been damaged and both sides feel misunderstood. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell icon so you never miss an update.